G'day kids, Briggesy here on the coffee run today with Ben Drew from AFL South Pacific. Mate, how are you?
Very good. Briggesy, yourself?
Very, very well, mate. Can you tell me just a couple of things what you actually do? What do you do over there?
Oh, it's a big secret. If I told people they'd want my job, and I can't really.
You do have the best job. You do have the best job in AFL Queensland.
No, so I manage, oversee development of the game in the South Pacific. So we've got 6 countries currently that play competitions, development programs, staff, everything that happens. Basically what we do here.
Yep.
At a smaller scale over in 6 countries in the South Pacific.
And you've run a couple of umpiring programs over there. If you check out the Facebook page, you've done a program with Vanuatu. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so we ran a level 1 coaching accreditation in Vanuatu, and part of the deal with them was we wanted to try and upskill some of their volunteer umpires. And in South Pacific we don't have any accreditations for our umpires. We have terrific people that put their hand up, and generally it's the players umpiring each other.
Yeah.
So we ran a level 1 coaching accreditation, and then we put on the back of that some umpiring training. Spoke to Lipper and got some nice drills that you guys use on your training nights. And if you jump on our Facebook page, South Pacific Nations Facebook page, you'll find some clips of all the 36 coaches that were also doing their umpiring training and doing some fun drills, whistles and signals and goals. And
you mentioned to me before about how you had people who play in the reserves will umpire the seniors, and the seniors umpire the reserves. Is that in PNG? Did you say that?
In PNG, yeah.
They do that?
Generally, there's duty teams. So most games, there's only one venue in each country.
Yeah.
So you will have 6 games of senior football, men and women, and then whichever teams are not playing, generally will umpire the games for the teams that are playing, and then vice versa. They take it in turns, and they take the whistle and throw the whistles around and have goals, umpires and boundary, and get it all done. And
have you done, I believe you've done a couple of games over there. There's a bit of a funny story about a prelim final.
Yes, I've did a prelim. I've done 2 grand finals in PNG in Port Moresby. And then I've done a prelim final a couple of years ago where there was a very controversial decision, which I still to this day believe was correct, which it was correct. I have no doubt in my mind that it was correct. And it changed the course of the game, apparently, to the team that it was against. We had some arguments on the field. We then sorted our arguments. We were okay. Everything was all fine. And then at the end of the game, I hadn't had a chance. So it was the start of the last quarter that this happened. The coach wasn't too impressed and was sort of walking after me on the field to have a conversation about the decision that had happened half an hour earlier that changed the course of the game. And
you had moved on, of course, but the
I'd moved on a long time ago, and I'd sort of decided in my mind, my name was getting yelled out a few times and a few profanities getting yelled out as well. So I sort of walked around the ground, shaking hands with everyone and saying well done to the winning team, and talking to the team that had just lost the game and lost their spot in the grand final. And I just had to sort of walk past the happy team to make sure that I was okay. Got myself back to the tent, and then as the crowd formed around the official marquee, if you want to call that a tent, I then proceeded to give an explanation to this coach, who was still adamant that I was wrong and I'd cost him the game. He wanted a replay of the game because of that decision. But it wasn't ever going to happen. And then eventually we come to terms, we shook hands, and then we were all okay.
Fair enough. Mate, I heard you're a bit of a gun umpire over there. Golden whistle, how many times?
5-time champion, golden whistle.
5-time golden whistle.
The Oceania Cup, I think.
Who awards those?
I award them.
You award the golden whistle to yourself?
You've got to have courage to do those things. And I think I deserve them every time. I think Michael Hyman, Vossi last year, who was a bit stiff, but I think he got a bit red and flustered under the collar.
Vossi getting red and flustered.
I couldn't work out whether it was
that
just
pre-game?
because of the red hair, or it was just on the 100-metre walk to the ground. He was a bit hot and flustered.
Not Vossi. Not Vossi.
So
no.
So he was a bit stiff, but I thought I held myself together really well under trying circumstances.
Yeah. Cool. All right, mate. All right, well, thank you very much for joining me on the coffee run today, mate.
You're
really
welcome.
appreciate getting a bit of insights about, what other countries and what's involved as well. So it's fantastic to hear. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Briggsy.